Civis pacem.
Hello, welcome back to another video and happy Christmas Eve.
Ho! Sorry.
Oh yeah, and good luck for Boxing Day, by the way.
Yeah, fists up and place your punches right.
Yeah, and with this bad pun,
Wrong
we begin
festival.
the game.
No, it's not. And the game from today is Xmas needs X-Men. And, well, if Xmas becomes severe, then you better call the X-Men with this ridiculously long head.
Anyways, other than bad puns, we have an actual present for you, a sequence at the end. I'm skipping a little bit through here, as the plans were quite usual. Right now, this one is under attack. I'm defending.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on F6. Yeah.
And I proceeded to solidify my center here. I have 5 defenders. There are only 3 attackers. These 3. You know, I have the middle now.
Yeah, you have some kind of a roof I'm turning over. The roof.
Yeah,
And
the
it's very
pyramid.
solid.
Yeah.
And the pyramids lasted some thousands of years.
Well,
But
this one
yours will
didn't.
not. Yours will fall.
Yeah, we had a very open game here. And the game proceeded to become a very open game, so we did not have this before, if I can remember right.
Yeah, it's very seldom. Yeah.
And we had a lot of space here.
And I was definitely going for this diagonal, I guess.
And in general, we used a lot of ranged attackers. So.
And normally you do. In the beginning, nowadays, you use your Hestedi, and then check out of the box. There spill out all these equity.
Mini pyramid.
And I wanted to keep this pressure, and you were not impressed.
Yeah, the reason why is quite simple. I calculated that if you take, I can take here. That would be equal. If you take again, this becomes an salvos, and I can take here.
So and it is defended, yes, and so it's equal. And this is what happened.
Yeah.
Exactly the forecasted sequence.
And you can take again because I am defending.
And now my Hestatus on the left side is very separated. No friends around.
I thought a little bit about trapping him by getting an archer on the spot where this spearsman is.
Yeah, but it's a lot of effort.
So that you couldn't get back, but that would have taken too much time.
And what do you get? 1 or at the max 2 pieces. So better go for the Tribune. That's the trophy of this game.
I could take here, because if you would retake, I could take your Tribune. Very usual stuff so far.
Yeah, and that way I defend it by creating a status here and pressuring you here. And now the complete diagonal opened up, but I have to deal with this threat. If you take, my defender, one of my defenders is gone, and then he's in trouble now.
But this diagonal is not that useful. You can't go here.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You could go there, but you know, I can take, but why would I take, you know? And the threat is, if you take here, same thing as before.
Yeah, I cannot take, yeah. That's nice, I cannot take, because the Herstatus would give away his post, and it's a very, very important job he's doing at the time.
And it's very important too that you're defending with the same unit that is defending here. Because if I would, if I were to take, then you could retake, and I can't take this because of this. This one would be gone. I could take here because either way you take, you relinquish defense of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you threaten me again. But I calculated, hey, I can take. Now that may be a nice sequence, especially or just possible in Tribun, because what did I do? I took, and now I calculated, hey, if you take, then I become a Sagittarius and I can go here. If you take again, I become an Astatus and can come back and kill him. And now I'm up a piece.
Yeah, that's what makes this game so beautiful. You go on the diagonal, you jump, you go diagonally again.
And always just possible because of my opponent's reaction.
Yeah, but I had not a lot of choices here. You were attacking something that was not defended.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and defending it would have been annoying.
Okay, so
So
now
you
I blocked and re-attacked. Ooh, that's nasty.
Yeah, but you can block.
Yeah, but my defenders were decombining, and you have to be careful. If some bigger unit of your opponent jumps around your defense wall and you're splitting up your units constantly, then at some point you have not enough powerful units to remain your attack or defense at all because you cannot move.
Would you please re-invite me? I got kicked by the server.
This is for Christmas. Happy, happy who. Oh, yeah. And maybe you subscribe. And then we can sing a song. Oh, no.
And while I'm not in the game,
I've been...
let's maybe remind you that all
I've been
fields you need to play this game are in the description. So if you want to go ahead and play, you can.
No.
Yeah.
I've been kicked too. So I reloaded the game.
Nice.
And for the time being, I sing the song. I'm a subscriber, I wanna like it, I'm gonna watch it and will watch harder. I'm a subscriber. Now we're in trouble with Destiny's Child. Ah, well. Wait. I have to put in the game first. Everything was gone.
I think this server has problems.
I think so too.
I can't turn coins right now. I think.
No, I guess you can't.
That's what you get if you want to make a Christmas episode.
Yeah, a lot of trouble, so better skip Christmas.
That's not the message we were going to. So we had this.
Yeah, and this, and hey, here we are again.
And you did something over here. Let's hurry. Let's get what we lost in time. So I'm attacking here, maybe. I'm defending. And I have this attack line.
Yeah, not many, but powerful units. I forced you back with a double attack on your ballista.
And you can go there.
Yeah.
If I take, you take here.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Very tricky, but I didn't do that.
And now...
To be honest, I would, if I would have been you there, I would have taken here.
Yeah, I was considering this, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, at first I planned on putting this guy here so that the ballista would defend, but I somehow forgot about this.
Yeah, taking would probably have been better. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, it
Okay.
isn't that big of a blunder.
Now again, this diagonal, if this Sagittarius moves somewhere, the diagonal opens up. I'm pretty close and threatening the ballista. Could be a nice spot. But at
I'm
the time,
currently making just 2 threats.
and this was the wrong choice because of this threat, I completely blanked on it. If I would have been here, I would have blocked you and attacked you, and this way I'm under pressure now on my back rank.
Yeah. You see, you could have stepped there. That's what I would have done.
But I did not really like this prospect. What you could have come here, and then what? I can take 2, and then you take here, and then it's over.
1.
Okay. I didn't like this prospect. Okay.
Yeah,
And you go back because the job is done.
Yeah,
Damage.
I expected you to combine.
Yeah, damage has been applied. And now, well,
very interesting pattern. Whenever you get to have 2 ballistae next to each other, you can combine the middle blocking unit away, and then you have double defense.
This is a very powerful cross. And now taking there is a trade, but I cannot resume this attack. I always had an eye out for this Sagittarius, but yeah, it is defended.
Yeah,
and this is ridiculous.
Yeah, but this, huh?
I mean, normally it's not good if you split up your units entirely, but if the Savvy are pretty close to the Tribune, the closer they are, the more threatening they become. And in this case, I figured, hey, it's okay.
Yeah, you want to get into a hexagon like of the Centuria's width. So if the Tribune would be a Centuria, then you want your slaves to be in his attacking range.
Yeah, this vicinity here.
The roundabout. It's
okay. Now you come here. It's kind of a sacrifice.
Yeah, it was planned to do that.
But you could harm my Aquads.
It was a very sacrifice of 3 units. Well, 3 pieces, but you know, I won 1, so it's really only a loss of 2 pieces.
And now there's the ballista again. And by the way, I cannot combine here. This would be a blunder. You would attack me from here and fork me, and I would lose material. So I block. And another threat. Yeah, going for the fields with a Tribune's color. And now if you have a look, my escape fields are quite limited. Here, they are blocked. Here, maybe, possible. Here, threatened by the ballista, and here. So I have 2 fields at the moment.
Yeah, I really only wanted you to disallow that you combine up to a ballista.
Yeah. Okay, let's hurry a little because we were stepping too many sidelines.
So I attacked you.
Yeah, you attacked me here, and now you could take there. It was kind of a fork. Now the Toothless Lion I cannot take here because you could counterattack. You re-attacked me, pressuring me, and now I'm on the run.
By the way, he's always very bold when he steps into my territory. Because instead of going maybe there, or not there, but going back maybe, You always go full steam ahead.
Yeah, now I'm in dire need of some X-Men heroes to rescue me somehow.
Yeah, the reason why I did this is because I did not want you to combine.
Mhm.
So and I think it was here where I took and you went here.
No, I went there. More direct an attack on these fields, so if at some point I'm pressuring you, you cannot escape this way.
But look at
Yeah, I'm very limited. Please, no.
these are all of the fields the Tribune can't move to.
Yeah, Sudoku again.
Yeah, Sudoku.
And now, ha!
Boom.
Boom, kabam!
And
Okay.
I made the mistake of going right.
Ah,
Or
we will see why. At this
yeah.
point, the diagonal here is closed. And this
Oh,
looks like a sacrifice, and it is indeed, because threatened by 2 units, but the major point was to come here. And now it's a different kind of story. You have just one field.
yeah.
No
And let me
question.
please point out that going here would have been way better
Yeah,
because you're not attacking me.
yeah, not at
That
this point, yeah.
that's what would be the difference. But hey, that happened.
Now you're forced there, then again, threatening you here, and I
And
really calculated a long time, but I could not find the right move.
yeah, you ventured off too far from the beaten path. So
And then my units split up, and there is no attacking power left.
and let's now look again here. See these spearsmen
Mhm.
have only the job of defending here.
Mhm.
If you look closely, you will soon realize that the Tribune has no moves
One move
other than
here.
going.
Yeah, this is the only move. You can stop the video at any point and calculate on your own.
So, after a attack,
I'm forced to move there, and hey, this tiny little boy.
yeah, you're a thick boy.
This is yeah. This
You're
is
very
ridiculous. I had no moves left. I couldn't pressure you somehow. Other than yeah, what I'm doing now. Jump, please, please, pick the coin. And now, yeah, I'm attacking you, but of course you're one step ahead, and I lost this game.
But let's now go to our present.
Yeah, the
Oh,
parcel service.
wow, that was actually very nice.
So
Very
you, yeah, at this point you stepped back. And
yeah.
what should I have done is this, because it prevents you from going here. Here is prevented by the Tribune himself. So what you can do is you can come here again. Then the ballista, by splitting up and recombining, steps a little bit closer, and then
Yeah.
it's over.
From here to here, and that's
Uh,
very important.
I mean,
Uh,
you cannot go. You can't just step back and then it's definitely over. If you take, then Max discovered this sequence, and you do this. It's a next in two. You cannot next in one, but next in two is possible. You cannot
even
go. And
that's how powerful that is.
and this is a very important point. The Equus cannot support his Tribune to kill this unit so that the Tribune could step out of the way. Now the Tribune is too weak and cannot defeat this unit, so he has to go back, only move, and then the diamond structure seals the coffin.
And what's very interesting is that this structure is itself stable, so you don't need other units which help. So because everything is defended.
Yeah.
So, but that's only one variation.
Yeah. If you go here, yeah, then what then? Well, then I take.
Yeah.
And this is even worse now. It's definitely no friends around, and you are cut off from all your other staff, and you will
And
fall.
we found next variations here.
And I'm
And
not sure if I wouldn't go in too deep. This is very obvious. You may stop the video and find a way. And if you go back, and I would do this, and you go here, yeah, what to do now? Yeah, combine again, but here. Why? It's a fork again. This way you can take this.
and there are now two options. If you go here,
Yeah,
right here at the position we declared winning,
yeah. If you take, then blah blah.
and say you go here, you block this, well, then
Then you
it's
take.
this again.
Then you take, and if you now decide to take, yeah, then there are some additional units prepared, and you will definitely fall because you're still cut off from the rest of your army.
And we discovered that going here is deadly again.
Yeah,
I will show that very quickly. Very quickly.
yeah,
You
okay.
go here. You cannot take
Yeah, this
either
is-
of them, but they're caging you in. So your only option is to take him.
Yeah, with the Equus. And now?
Oh no!
Now
You
I'm.
cannot. You can't kill that. Oh, gosh damn it!
I know you cannot, but you can. You can do this, and yeah, but it will be
That's
next
so
because hey,
unfortunate.
the two former equity fell, and now you're completely separated. I guess this is next. If someone out there finds the next, please write it down in the comments.
What we thought here is impro, but
It's not
you
possible.
can't do that.
It's forbidden. But there are definitely other sequences. I would say, let's go to the goodbye screen. Thanks for the participation on Christmas Eve. Well, good luck for Boxing Day. We already said so far. Maybe subscribe to our channel, leave a like, ring the bell, share it with your friends, and I would say, see you soon.
On Tribun.